Hi, everybody. I think we can start. Today we have 3 amazing projects. Let's start. I think all the speakers are here. I see.
Let me introduce them first, right?
Yeah, sure.
Actually ourselves. So my name is Ivan and Malika. And we are hosting today's meeting as usual, our weekly collective calls. So as Malika said, we got 3 projects for today to present their pitch deck, presentation, and answer some questions. So we've got Patrick Burve from co-founder at Burve, and also the second speaker for today is Andrew Berkowitz, representing ValuesCo, I believe. And finally, we've got Kevin Lin from Isle Finance project. And just to remind you guys, we've got a tight schedule for today. So how we usually do that, we provide roughly 6 minutes for the pitch section, and you've got 10, maybe 15 minutes for the Q&A section as well. So it's like 15 minutes per speaker. And for your convenience, we'll add timer. So just be mindful of the time of others. And if you have any questions for the speaker, just feel free to raise a hand or put your question in the chat box below. And I think that's pretty much it. And if you share the screen, just actually be sure you're really sharing that, because we got some problems lately with that. So enough blabber. Let's start with Patrick. Thanks for coming in. And whenever you're ready, just begin.
Amazing. So my name's Andrew Berkowitz. I'm the CEO and co-founder at ValuesCo, soon to be Values Network. And I come from a background. I built a podcast first media company for 5 years, and that experience was really kind of in this new world of how younger consumers are consuming media. And what's happening with this new kind of media consumption habit of Gen Z and millennials is it's subverting the entire global advertising funnel, and how brands connect with their customers, how nonprofits connect with their stakeholders, and how media publishers are able to actually engage their audiences. So media and entertainment has hit this reckoning over the past year, and ValuesCo exists in the face of that shift. So what we're building at ValuesCo is gamified infrastructure to enable the next generation of social apps that have a purpose-driven lens to them. And so we enable brands, nonprofits, media publishers, and consumers to co-create and interact with each other via our purpose-driven decentralized social graph. And so I'm going to start here. We spent 2 years building out the actual first use case. So we took a little bit of a contrarian approach to crypto. We found product market fit on a consumer app with crypto, with blockchain under the hood, completely outside of the kind of crypto native sphere. What the product does is it enables gamified campaigns to co-create an impact goal. And each campaign brings together a unique set of brands, nonprofits, media publishers, and creators to launch the campaign to audiences, to take action, earn rewards, and co-create impact. 2 examples: we worked with a big surfing company last year called Starboard. They launched a campaign on our platform that led to their customers cleaning up 770,000 pounds of ocean trash worldwide, planted 14,000 mangrove trees. We launched a campaign last quarter with Time Magazine. We had Allbirds, Olipop, Mark Ruffalo, Nature Conservancy, Greenpeace, a ton of great partners. Had about 29,000 climate actions taken. But really the kind of core value proposition of what our platform is enabling for brands is it's enabling them to take campaign spend or marketing spend and amplify it 3 to 6 times through user-generated content. So the user takes an action on our platform, they're uploading proof of themselves completing the action with a photo or a video of themselves when they're trying a vegan meal, or they're planting a tree, or they're walking their neighbor's dog, whatever the action is. They earn the points, and then they're prompted to share that to social media to earn extra points. And so our platform is creating these viral loops of user-generated content that's co-created between consumers and brands. So the way it works is you just, as a user, you will discover a campaign either natively on the Values platform or on social media through our media partner integrations. We work with Time Magazine, Wall Street Journal, Vox Media, and The Guardian as our flagship partners, or potentially QR codes at events. So that brings you as a user to the campaign page. There's actions within every campaign you take to earn points. The point system is all on chain. So you're earning points, you're redeeming it back for prizes. Prizes can be entries known as sweepstake prize, donations, or product rewards, NFTs, or liquid cryptocurrency, and then share to social. So our product is kind of structured around missions. So missions are time-bound goals on the network launched by a brand, creator, nonprofit, or a publisher. Already kind of walk through some of these examples. And so now in this phase of our growth, we've found product market fit. We're scaling the consumer app, and we're taking the underlying functionality that we've built and we're bringing it into a SocialFi protocol. Currently deployed on Celo and Ethereum. We just got a pretty significant grant from the Solana Foundation, and we'll be deploying multi-chain onto Solana as well. And these will be basically a toolkit of social modules that anyone will be able to build vertical specific impact apps on top of our infrastructure. And the vision is we, as ValueCo, has orchestrated the initial use cases, but we envision an ecosystem of vertical specific apps, whether it's mental health, civic engagement, climate, whatever it is, to emerge in our ecosystem. We have our partners are really the top players in global media and advertising. Publicis and Dentsu are two of the 5 largest advertising agencies in the world. We have joint ventures with them. We work with all of the major media publishers in the US. Solana and Celo are key partners, and we're really kind of building at the intersection of brand loyalty, gamified impact, and the creator economy.
So if that's it, thanks Andrew for your amazing pitch. Let's wait for the questions to come up here. Please, guys, feel free to raise your hand or put your questions in the chat box below.
Thank you, Andrew. Can I ask first? Could you maybe please tell us how you got fundraised? Because I know that you already have a lead investor. You also got some money from Solana Foundation. Was it hard? Was it challenging?
Totally. The reality is crypto VCs, they all go on Twitter and they say, why are there no consumer apps? And none of them invest in consumer apps behind the scenes. VCs, none of them do. And when they invest in a consumer app, it's actually infrastructure. And so it's very difficult to raise money as a consumer crypto founder. We have a real revenue model. We've done about $500,000 in revenue over the past year. And we've slowly over time, just kind of, as everyone on this call knows, you build up momentum in the round, you get some initial yeses and that kind of snowballs. And so we've kind of hit that point of snowballing. And we're really excited with some of the partners that we have, like the Solana Foundation, obviously is a really big backer that helped us create a lot of hype in the round. So expecting to close the round over the next few weeks and have some really exciting partners that have committed some checks.
Thanks. Yeah, good luck with that. Please, guys, if you have any questions, just raise your hand, or if you're not able to speak, you can always leave your message here in the chat.
Hi, Andrew. I haven't figured out how to raise my hand here. So can you just share current round dynamics real quick? What round you're raising and what val?
Yeah, this is our kind of, we raised about $3 million to date. We started this February 2021, and we're raising a $5 million round right now, but we're doing the first 1.8 of it at a discount. And we're going to kind of space out some time. The reality is our team is very crypto native and we know how to do a crypto native go-to-market. But as I kind of mentioned, we were really hyper-focused on let's build a real company first with a real revenue model, real clients. And we've kind of hit that point and we're starting to scale on that front. And so now we are raising this kind of initial 1.8 close on the round, so we can start to do more of this crypto native stuff, get the KOLs on board, do the kind of Telegram stuff, do all the hype building stuff that our team is very good at. We come from a background of media and entertainment, so we know how to do this very well. And so the 1.8 close we'll have kind of in the bank in August, and we'll hit the gas pedal on all these things.
Great. And congratulations just for making it through the long winter and, keep building. You've been able to win lots of bravos for that one because, it was a rough couple of years, especially for fundraising it. So,
for sure.
And what's your target for listing? Are you looking at fourth quarter?
December.
Great. And will you be doing a KOL round as well?
You said a KOL round?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's structured into the kind of the full 5 that we'll raise.
Great. I'll look at the deck and get back to you with some other questions.
Are you a KOL, Peter?
No, but the incubation company side of our VC has a really big marketing team, and we do add value on that side. So we're currently doing a lot of KL rounds currently. So it'd be fun to jump in there too with what's your max tickets for KLOs?
Probably it's going to be probably going to be 250.
Yeah, great. All right. Yeah, and thanks for jumping in first and grabbing the poll there.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. If Transcend Labs is interested in Andrew's project, just let us know. We will be happy to make an intro. Or I just put.
That'd be super. Thanks, Monica.
Andrew's Telegram. Yeah, thanks, guys. More questions for Andrew. Ivan, do you maybe have anything to add?
Well, maybe, yeah. While we're waiting for more people to, actually be active and ask questions, let me be the next one who asks questions. So I've been thinking about the competition in your area. So how do you position your project among other competitors?
Yeah. So I mean, we're bridging two, I guess we're bridging three worlds. We're bridging the kind of like brand loyalty, brand marketing, and engagement software space. And I mean, there are a few kind of like Web3 players, like there's Hang, there's like Smart Media Tech. There's a lot of kind of Web3 players that are doing kind of like loyalty. Then there's the impact stuff. And there's kind of two flagship partners. One is called Global Citizen. They're an action platform. You take action, you earn points, and then you redeem them for prizes, and brands can sponsor it. And then there's another company called Omaze. And Omaze is a gamified fundraising platform. So they run these kind of sweepstake campaigns where you can win a car or like a house in LA, and you enter to win by donating. So it's kind of gamifying impact. And then the kind of final piece is just like the kind of Web3 community software. And so we're bringing all these different things together into a package. And I haven't found another platform that is at the intersection of all three of those things. So we have kind of competitors that are, I guess, competitive because they're competing for the same marketing budgets, but it's a very different go-to-market approach. And for us, there's this massive kind of shift, and Gen Z is coming up. Gen Z has very different media consumption habits. They have very different priorities than previous generations. And so where we've proven ourselves is helping brands reach Gen Z customers in a way that actually works. And we've proven that, and we've done it on chain. So we have a real use case, real go-to-market, and now, we have the ability to kind of, with our infrastructure, come into the crypto space in a more crypto native way with all of that in place.
Okay, and do you see your project like outside of crypto and Web3?
I mean, we've been like that. That's how we operated. Like we were selling in CMOs, a way to activate on chain until FTX happened. And once FTX happened, no brand, still to this day, really, no brand wants to touch Web3. And so we had to kind of rejigger all the pitch decks and take Web3 out of the pitch and the story. And so, we do have a very solid, go-to-market with CMOs to sell in that have nothing to do with crypto. Yeah, I mean, totally, Richard. Like there's obviously like individual cases, but I can tell you as a general, like CMOs, they don't want to touch Web3. It's slowly coming back, but it was very cold, non-existent last year.
Understandable. But yeah, hope things will get better every day. And yeah, best of luck. It's been a pleasure actually. Thanks, Andrew. And let's proceed to the second project, I believe. So yeah, we actually Patrick, you asked to be the second one. So yeah, now it's your time. So yeah, go ahead.
Great. So my name is Patrick, and I am one of the co-founders of Burve Protocol. Burve is not Burve, that's French. Burve Protocol is truly bringing DeFi back to its roots in the sense that we are making it as fair as possible, as accessible as possible, transparent, and empowering for all. And Burve Protocol itself is a next generation AMM, Launchpad, and DEX. And one of the reasons why we've decided to bring this online now is this idea really came to fruition last year at the end of the year, and we started seeing the narrative changing with the ordinals pushing forward fair launches and seeing that people really weren't buying into team tokens because of so many people being burned by rug pulls and frankly just opaque practices in Web3, when really our crypto ethos used to be decentralized, inclusive, and transparent. And so we're targeting, of course, the DeFi and token and tokenization market, which of course is estimated at a $4.6 billion, and of course growing at a constant rate of around 10%, according to some estimates. And Burve Protocol itself is well poised to capture a large segment of this growing market. So why Burve? We are a new kind of AMM and Launchpad based on bonding curves. So what that means is that we offer a no liquidity pool, no upfront capital, completely modular tokenomics and token launch, and we offer two different launch modes. And so this kind of forms the backbone of our ecosystem. Our HODL token launch mode is for established projects, communities, serious projects that have real use cases for their tokens. And then the LOL token mode is a mode that we've adapted to meet the moment and offer people the possibility of launching their own means. Both of these tokens can be used as collateral for lending, and they're able to borrow BVUSD, which is a stablecoin pegged to USDT or USDC, depending on the anchor token there. One unique feature and derived from our original research that brought Burve Protocol to the forefront is unilateral liquidity management. So we're able to offer single token liquidity provision. And the biggest innovation to come from that is allowing liquidity providers to set whatever fee that they want for the liquidity that they provide. And that's something that you can't do on Uniswap or any of the other liquidity pool based DEXs and AMMs. And then finally, we have our SDK, which crypto projects can leverage to integrate Burve Protocol features as a white label solution for their ecosystem. So who is Burve? Why are we doing this? So Burve is really geared towards those SocialFi and GameFi projects, particularly in GameFi, where you have in-game assets that are tokenized. Projects can create tokens on Burve to tokenize their in-game assets, set their ecosystem token as an anchor token, and essentially create a positive feedback loop and in-game economy for the entire gaming ecosystem. And the benefit to that is that they're increasing the transaction volume of their utility token. They're giving their users the ability to truly experience an in-game seamless economy, and it enables to increase the TVL of their utility token. Burve is already financially sustainable and generating profits through our transaction volume, and eventually through our liquidity management fees and SDK fees. And we employ a B2B and a B2C model for both revenue generation and our go-to-market. Right now, we've launched and are live on BNB and Base with a goal to implement or integrate Solana and BTC Layer 2s in the coming weeks and months. So we launched at the beginning of April, and since then we've hit over 26 million in transaction volume with 100% uptime. We've onboarded over 41,000 users purely through organic means, and we've generated over $250,000. Now it's up to around 350K, really showing that we found that product market fit and being able to solve a real problem, which is the ability to tokenize in Web3. And that's it. I want to leave it on this team slide in case you have any questions. AK is also my co-founder, and he's in the call as well.
Thanks, Patrick, and thanks for correcting me as well. And to the Q&A section, please, guys, raise your hand or just questions in the chat. Feel free to ask anything. By the way, I want to know more about, the marketing strategies and how do you plan to attract, users and create a sustainable community around your project?
Yeah, so right now we're focusing on our B2B approach. So we have a couple of projects that have launched their utility tokens on our platform, and they've been generating the bulk majority of that transaction volume that we've been able to generate. And we recently launched our LOL feature, which is kind of that meme token feature, which is more geared towards a B2C audience. And essentially the way we're approaching our go-to-market is targeting established ecosystems that want to cash in on that hype, and then as well as being the go-to market maker launchpad for nascent ecosystems, both in the EVM world as well as non-EVM chains.
Okay, got it. Actually, there's a question from the chat. So Malika, will you read that one?
Sure. David asks, so you can trade any asset that is tokenized?
Yes, so you as long as you tokenize it on our platform, then yes. For the moment, our DEX isn't live yet because our MVP was our Launchpad. So if you're tokenizing an asset through our Launchpad, then yeah, it's fully tradable. And you have constant liquidity right from the get-go because every token that's launched, again, is launched on a bonding curve, which is different than your order books or liquidity tools.
Thank you.
Maybe
Hey, Patrick. Sorry, I didn't raise my hand.
No.
You always have smart questions, so I always wait for you guys. Can you expand on your token utility a little bit? I mean, of course, I understand like as a Launchpad token, but can you integrate it with the rest of the ecosystem?
Yeah. So am I able to share a different screen? Is that all right? Or
Sure, go ahead.
yeah. So this is kind of a quick overview of what it'll look like. So we generate revenues from tokens being launched, our lending protocol, liquidity provision, and SDK. Those fees go into our general revenues, 30% of which will be given to our BRV stakers or utility token stakers, and 70% that go into our treasury to incentivize projects to either work with us, to integrate new ecosystems, essentially to grow the Burve ecosystem.
Great, thanks. And could you have like a token listing strategy in mind? Any exchanges on board and market makers, etc.?
Yeah, so my co-founder and I, we actually were core team members of another Binance listed project called Latentry. And as a result of that, we have a lot of good connections within Binance itself and a couple of other centralized exchanges. So that's kind of where we're leaning towards because we've already done a number of campaigns with Binance up until now, even just with our MVP. And our TGE is slated in Q4, so we don't have all the specifics right now, but that's kind of the direction that we're going in.
Great, thanks. And you'll be offering some kind of special discount services for projects launching on your Launchpad to get listed on your DEX?
Yeah, so it's actually very easy to launch a token on our Launchpad. You can go right now on app.burve.io and you can launch a token for honestly less than $1. On Base, actually, it's free because we received a grant from them. So you can launch a token for your project and customize the tokenomics with your taxes, dynamic taxes based on TVL, your vesting schedules, governance, things like this. And we also offer an additional service to help projects with their tokenomics if they have specific use cases that aren't immediately evident on how to customize that on our platform.
Super, impressed with the traction. I'll deep dive a little more and come back with some follow-on questions tomorrow. Thanks.
Definitely. Yes.
And that's great hand from Hernan. Yes, please go.
Yes.
Hi. First of all, very interesting. Thanks for presenting the project. I wanted to ask if do you think that the custom fee setting is kind of the main selling point to put the AMM and the DEX as the uniqueness, or do you think there are other things that make Burve something that would stand out? Like my thoughts are, what is it? What's the selling point for a project to come list their token or put their liquidity in Burve versus other more established AMMs?
Yeah, so it's a great question. Part of it is if you launch a token on Burve, again, I go back to the bonding curve because it's essentially the backbone of our project, and it's also subject of our research that gave this project life. And because we're using a bonding curve and anchor tokens, when you launch a token on our platform, you have constant and instant liquidity right from that first token being launched.
Where's that liquidity coming from?
So the way that it works is that you have For example, every token that's launched on our platform has to have an anchor token, and you can only buy or sell that launch token through that anchor token. So for example, if you were to go on our app right now, launch Hernan coin, and you set your anchor token as USDT, for example, that USDT gets locked in the smart contract of the bonding curve. And the only way that you unlock that USDT is by selling back the Hernan token. And the only way to get the Hernan token is to purchase using USDT. Later, you are able to transfer a token launched on here onto DEXs or centralized exchanges. But right from the beginning, the big selling point for projects is that even if you don't have a large amount of capital to dedicate to a token launch or a token listing, or you don't want to go through the trouble of maintaining and setting up a liquidity pool, you're able to do that with Burve right from the get-go and launch a token, frankly, if you have all your ducks in a row in less than 5 minutes.
That's super cool. Have you guys thought of some kind of a similar model to Pump Fund or Moonshot when the token launches that at a certain liquidity level, you kind of automatically lock that liquidity so that token is kind of has a basis to run on?
Yeah, 100%. So that's our LOL token launch, and it's essentially bring it here. So once it hits 33K market cap, it gets migrated to the prominent DEX of that particular chain. And then on that DEX, there's a potential price increase of another 9% using the liquidity from Burve. For us, the meme space is starting to get saturated, and we've integrated this launch style simply to capture that segment of the market that is looking to launch memes and to get in on that meme hype. But for us, the real core offering is the HODL token launch, because that's what's going to bring the communities from projects that are established, that are active, and that have a real use case or a real need for tokenization. And so we offer the two styles so that, one, we're attractive to new ecosystems, L1s, L2s, that want to increase the transaction volume or TVL in their ecosystem. And at the same time, we want to reach out to retail essentially and give them an opportunity to jump in on that meme hype and potentially get 100x gains type thing.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Okay, we got another raised hand from David. So yeah.
Hi there. So from what you said, it sounds like the token holder or the group that launched the token, they create their own liquidity by depositing an amount of USDT. Is that correct?
No. So I think the easiest way is really if you go on the platform, you'll see it straightforward. But essentially, when you launch a token on our platform, that token is launched, it's listed, it's able to be purchased by somebody. And if somebody wants to purchase that token, then they are purchasing that token with USDT in this example. And the anchor token can be anything. It can be Ethereum, it can be a utility token, it can be a governance token, whatever the project decides it to be for whatever use case they're looking at. And the liquidity is created because there's a ratio that's maintained between the amount that's locked in the smart contract of the bonding curve and the tokens that are circulating in the ecosystem. So there'll never be more tokens or launch tokens that are worth more than what's locked in liquidity of the platform, simply because that's the only place you can find that token.
Okay, but there still needs to be that counterparty. And how do you find the counterparty to that trade?
And so that's the beauty of the bonding curve, is that you're essentially trading with the bonding curve. So you're able to purchase the token, the newly launched token, newly listed token through the bonding curve. And so when you purchase that token, you're essentially depositing that USDT or that anchor token into the curve and receiving the launch token. If you want to, let's assume there's other buyers, and so there's a number of this newly launched token in the ecosystem. When you go to sell back, then you'll get a corresponding amount of the liquidity that's locked in the bonding curve in return for that token that you're selling back to the curve. So it's kind of this like a valve, I think is the best way to kind of look at it. There's a vault of liquidity that neither Burve nor the token owner that can access, and that's why there's no risk of rug pulling on our platform. And for the user, they know that there's this liquidity that's locked. And so there's at least some level of value representation with the tokens that are launched on their platform because you have that liquidity that's locked in that vault, if you will.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thanks for amazing questions. I think it's time. I've also got a question from the chat, but I hope it's already been answered. So yeah, guys, that was Patrick from Burve project. Wish you best of luck. And yeah, really it's time to proceed with the third project for today, the final one. And we've got Kevin Lin, and CEO at Isle Finance. So please, guys, introducing you, our final speaker, last but not least. So yeah, Kevin, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, sure. Ivan, can you see my screen?
Yep, sure.
All right, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin, CEO and co-founder of Isle Finance. So yeah, today I'm excited to introduce Isle. We are actually building the first on-chain credit marketplace for supply chain finance. So as for my background, before Isle, me and one of my co-founder work at a fintech company specializing in supply chain fintech. We built a working capital management SaaS platform that integrate with banks to provide funding for our clients. But to be honest, working with bank was really a headache. They kind of struggle with cross-border transactions and are overwhelmed by heavy operational tasks and tons of paperwork. So these are actually inefficiency, make the entire process super slow and frustrating, and usually that often delaying critical funding for our clients. So that's what we see the problem. The traditional financer just fall short in supporting the supply chain, leaving SME with 2.5 trillion gap in trade finance requests globally. And at the same time, there is also less than 10% of invoice from non-investment grade supplier are financed. So we believe that's where IOS can help, and the future of finance should be fintech in the front and also DeFi in the back. IO aims to bridge this gap by streamline supply chain finance with blockchain and brings instant liquidity from DeFi to supply chain. So we offer an end-to-end solution with global accessibility, and we help corporates onboard within 3 business days. And also our financial method is that the supplier can enjoy the credit strength from buyer and make it more inclusive for SME supplier and enhancing the loan security as well. Besides that, we also want to that Web3 move beyond just the crypto money game and invest in something that truly makes a difference. So with ISLE, you can actually achieve consistent return in Web3, no matter the crypto market condition, because your investment are actually backed by real world businesses. So let me highlight how we differentiate ourselves among private lending sectors in DeFi. So our tailored solution unique integrate buyer and supplier on-chain, enhancing asset authenticity and also facilitate seamless credit accumulation for those real world enterprise. And unlike other lending protocol, they tend to be more general. They create pools for fintech borrowers and that then operate off-chain to those like retail borrower. So I'll focus specifically on supply chain finance and ensure risk isolation and provide more transparency to all the investors. And also by focusing on receivable from the same buyer, we achieve total loss rate less than 1% while offering competitive yields between 8 to 13%. And if you also consider our liquidity mining rewards, it can up to 11 to 16%. So that's quite competitive in the Web3. And in terms of our go-to-market, we actually partnership with Bezos. So Bezos is one of our first partnership, a supply chain fintech based in Taiwan to help us quickly onboard existing asset provider. So they currently manage 15 million in monthly demand for supply chain finance and have strong connection with the Asian electronic manufacturing sector. But not only limit to Bezos, we also plan to build a global network of pool admins to harness local expertise for strategic market entry and ensure a smooth and efficient rollout of IOS platform in a scalable way. And for LP side, we target high net worth individual or crypto reach, and also DAO treasury, because like you see MakerDAO and Arbitron DAO, they are all released some program to attract Arbit project to that then deposit their idle cash. So these two categories can help us quickly onboard the liquidity at the initial stage. And after that, if we build up a reputation and credibility in the market, then we will start to gradually onboard institutional liquidity, including like asset manager and family office in the Web2. So our revenue model is quite straightforward, and we take 5% to 10% commission on the total interest repaid. So it will, at the end, generate 90 million revenue if we only take Taiwan's annual import and export a month, also 1%. And so I think time is already locked. But for our team, my personal background is more from economics and computer science. And our team are unique blend expert from diverse background, including like supply chain, fintech, or tech side in Google and traditional banking, Merrill Lynch and Deutsche Bank. So if you're interested in IO, please let me know. And we are right now in C round fundraising.
All right. So thanks, Kevin, for your amazing pitch. And yeah, to the Q&A section, please, guys, as always, raise your hand or put your question in the chat.
Thanks, Kevin, for your pitch. Yeah, and how is the fundraising process going? Have you raised anything before? Okay, could you?
Yeah, so we just finished our pre-seed, and it's backed by our angel from Metis and L2, Layer 2, Ethereum Layer 2, and another is from Alvisiee Venture. So we just closed it, and we are just about to start our seed round fundraising for 7,500K. So okay, that's it.
And like for the seed, you haven't any backers yet?
Yeah, we are just we just started this week. And so we are right now seeking to lead investor align with our value and with our prospection for the Arbit future.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
And by the way, do you have strategic advisors, maybe partners?
Yeah, right now we are more looking from our internal network, but the partnership side, we are backed by Outlier right now, and they are one of the largest Web3 venture investor. And also we'll deploy on Plun and Base. So that's also two of our close network, and also we're just about to join Chainlink Spill program to leverage their Arbit network. So that was, I think, quite nice, our partnership.
So yeah, cool. But other, any who are not actively contributing?
Yeah, sorry. Can you make it more clear?
So, what role do they play? Maybe there are some who are not actively contributing to your project, or they're all going, quite well?
Oh yeah, so Outlier is for our accelerator, and for network part, they will, we are still in discussion, but they will probably offer some LP liquidity side commitment for us. And that was super interesting, and to get more our liquidity traction as well. So that's for the Plun base and Celo side. And for infrastructure, Chainlink is also helping us gaining more exposure and help us do warm intro. So that was really helpful, especially for a project like us in such an early stage. But yeah, others are more like a technical partner, like Defactor, like Request and Alchemy. So that's more on the tech side.
Okay.
May I ask? What is your strategy to attract assets and money to your pool?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's also regarding for our origination and for our risk management. So for origination, we are partnership with several supply chain fintech company to then quickly onboard our asset provider. So you can just imagine they're already using those supply chain fintech solution to manage their working capital, like invoice. And right now they just have a plugin to replace the original liquidity, probably from traditional bank. And right now you can replace it.
I got that. but I'm asking more about marketing thing, because why family offices or other people need to bring money to you? This is my question.
So for LP side, like for Web3 investor, they are, actually quite eager to invest project like this because they are seeking on crypto uncorrelated yield. But as you just mentioned, like family office and asset manager, I'll say they can already reach a lot of yield source, even they're in Web2, not have to go on chain. But for supply chain finance, they actually quite hard even in the Web2 world. So that's where we see the opportunity we can onboard them. But for the current state of private lending sector, I think 80% or even 90% of liquidity are originally from on-chain and also crypto reach as well. So that's the current status. But I think for the outer market, if we can gradually make it more mature, then the institutional investor will definitely comes in and because it really reduce the friction and the cost. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pavel, for your question. Guys, if there are more questions for Kevin?
Yeah, I think we can actually wrap this up. It's really time. And we've actually been really respectful to the schedule. I want to say huge thanks to Kevin and, for every speaker who represent their project. So to Andrew and Patrick as well. It's been a pleasure hearing you out, listening, your responding questions, presenting their projects. Huge thanks for joining us, stepping by here. And I want to say thanks for everyone participating for this call. Just waiting for you on our next calls. And we hold that every Thursday. And thanks, Malika, for supporting it, for helping me out here. And wish you best of luck. Let's see each other next week. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And